This week, we heard rumblings of a Steam controller too, and it's closer than you might think, and this time, it's not the HoriPad. Plus, the OpenRA project gets a new playtest, and I'm super stoked for it. And what does itch.io's new AI disclosure requirement mean for you? All this and more today. That's right, it's Linux gaming news time. Now this week, OpenRA got a brand new playtest, and this is essentially a beta update that provides new features, balancing changes, bug fixes, and more. Now, if you can't tell, OpenRA is an open source classic Command & Conquer and Red Alert 2 and Dune 2000 engine that utilizes the original assets from the games. There's also a build of OpenRA that allows you to use the assets from the remastered collection that was released a few years ago, and I think that's a pretty neat feature for sure. Now, there's a bunch of updates here, and they include enhanced visuals like post-processing effects, which you can see here in this preview. They've added the Chrono Vortex into the game, and it is now being done by a post-process shader fragment, which is pretty nifty. I always love to mess around with post-processing shaders in Godot. They've also introduced a completely revamped map editor, which uses a, quote, modern interface and cohesive design. So you can see here that they've added some symmetry to the game as well, which is pretty nice. The new map editor features draggable selections, draggable actors, measurement tools, a marker layer, a play button, and more. They've also added an encyclopedia to Tiberian Dawn, and this was inspired by the community's desire for an in-game resource to consolidate knowledge about units, structures, infrastructure, and technologies. So that's pretty cool to see. They have other notable changes, including game assets can now be installed from the Steam release of the Ultimate Collection. They've switched to high-quality Dune 2000 assets and included a lot of extra visual polish. They've added 2 new Red Alert missions and improved the quality of many others, and a whole lot more. So this is a really exciting update, and I can't wait to see where the project goes from here. I've been doing my channel for over 10 years at this point, and I've been a fan of OpenRA since before I started my channel, and I have been waiting for the OpenRA release of Tiberian Sun to come out, and there's nothing in the release notes about Tiberian Sun coming out, which, man, that is one of the biggest things that I've been waiting for. So I'd love to see Tiberian Sun released. Let me know your thoughts on OpenRA, on the classic Command & Conquer games, with the comments down below. All right, itch.io is rolling out new requirements for projects on their store. If you're a developer like I am, you can find my game Doodlings over there on itch.io. It's available DRM free. Then you'll need to fill out this new field when submitting your game, and it looks like this is actually going to be retroactive too. The new field, titled AI Generation Disclosure, says, quote, please disclose if this project contains content produced by generative AI tools such as LLMs, ChatGPT, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, etc., even if you hand edited it. And you have options: yes, this project contains the output of generative AI, or no, this project does not contain the output of generative AI. Now, if you answer yes, then you'll also need to specify what types of AI-generated content is being used, including graphics, sound, text, and dialogue, and code. Now, any title that includes AI-generated code will automatically get the AI-generated tag along with any of the categories that you selected. This is a welcome change that helps inform customers before a purchase, and I'd love to know what you think about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not like that smash button? It's the best opportunity to tell YouTube you want to see more videos just like this. And did you know that I release new videos every Monday and Friday morning? Get subscribed so you don't miss my next video. Now, I want to take a moment and thank Glenn Steen for his amazing support of this channel. Glenn is one of my top tier Singularity members on Patreon. And if you missed it, I recently pledged on this channel that I would be 100% sponsor free. And I was able to do that because of the generosity of folks like Glenn here. Glenn has been supporting this channel for over 7 years at this point. So thank you, Glenn, for your continued support. Now, if you believe in the work that I'm doing and you want to make a contribution, you can use the links below to be like Glenn and become a patron or a YouTube member. It's all greatly appreciated. All right, that's it. Let's get back to the news. All right, Valve just laid out some new ground rules for what a season pass on Steam actually means. And I've got to say that I think that this makes a lot of sense to me. First, they offered a definition, quote, a season pass is a pack of current and future DLC that customers can buy with a single purchase. All of the DLC included in a season pass, and each DLC's release timing will be displayed on the season pass store page. As content is released, customers who have purchased the season pass will gain access immediately. Then they go on to say, by offering a season pass, you are promising future content. In the process of launching a season pass, you will be asked to commit to a launch timing for each content release in the season pass. That launch timing is a commitment to both customers and to Steam. If you aren't ready to clearly communicate about the content included in each DLC and when each DLC will be ready for launch, you shouldn't offer a season pass on Steam. So Valve's essentially requiring season passes to lay out a complete list of all DLC that will be included, a launch date for each DLC, a basic description for all packs in the DLC, and the first DLC pack must be available at the time of purchase if it's not a pre-sale. Now, they've really thought through all of this here too, including guidance and rules on delaying or canceling a DLC pass, including a season pass in a pre-purchase, including a season pass in a deluxe or premium edition, and a lot more here. This is very cool, and it's good on Valve for doing this, I think. Now it's time for the weekly deals, where we review the bundles and sales that'll grow your library. First up, we've got the Humble Telltale Collection. And this is a collection of 6 games and 2 DLC packs for just $12. The games included here are The Expanse, The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, Batman Enemy Within, along with the Shadow Mode DLC, Batman, along with the Shadow Mode DLC, and Tales of Monkey Island Complete Pack. Now, they also have just a few days left on their Sid Meier collection. This bundle features 10 games and 10 DLC packs for $18. This bundle includes every Civilization game from Civ 3 to Civ 6, almost all of the DLC packs for those games, as well as Beyond Earth, Sid Meier's Pirates, Sid Meier's Starships, Railroads, Pacific Skies, and Ace Patrol. Now, this is an amazing pack for what it is. Let me know which one you're thinking about picking up in the comments below. And if you use my links, you help support the show at no additional cost to you. So thanks. Now, on my podcast last week, we talked about Valve and the moderation issues with Steam. If you missed that, you can find a link up here. Now, the ADL has reported on a bunch of anti-Semitic and other hateful content that has been propagating across Steam over the last few years. And much of it goes completely unnoticed and unmoderated. And this week, U.S. Senator Mark Warner has written an open letter to Valve asking them to actually take action against this kind of content. I'm writing to you today regarding the hate and extremism that has recently been identified on your gaming digital distribution and social networking platform Steam. Recently, the Anti-Defamation League released a report where ADL identified over 1 million unique user accounts and nearly 100,000 user-created groups that glorified anti-Semitic, Nazi, white supremacist, gender and sexuality-based hatred, and other extremist ideologies on Valve's Steam platform. He went on to say Steam is financially successful with a dominant position in its sector and makes Valve billions of dollars in annual revenue. Until now, Steam has largely not received its due attention as a de facto major social network where its users engage in many of the same activities expected of a social media platform. We have seen on other social networking platforms that lacks enforcement of the letter of user conduct agreements when coupled with a seeming reluctance by those companies to embrace the spirit, namely providing users with a safe, welcoming place to socialize of those same agreements, leading to toxic social environments that elevate harassment and abuse. You should want your users and prospective users to not have to wonder if they or their children will be harassed, intimidated, ridiculed, or otherwise face abuse. Now, this isn't new for Senator Warner, who was a former tech entrepreneur and has been raising awareness about hate speech online. And I'd really like to see Valve do something about this because it really has no place in online discourse whatsoever. All right, wrapping up today's video, we've got an exciting leak from Brad Lynch, who goes by Sadly It's Bradley. You might have heard of him. He makes videos about VR and stuff. He recently tweeted, quote, "Codename for Steam Controller 2 is Ibex, a separate product from Deckard's Roy controllers. Both are being tooled for a mass production goal in their facilities right now. That's why I know they're in later stages of productization." Now, how does he know this? Well, he didn't say in this particular tweet, but he is well known for data mining Steam and other Valve products. Trolling through the replies, we can see that he believes tooling up means it's leading into an EV1 or engineering validation 1 stage, or even possibly EV2. Generally with Valve's physical products, they do EV1, EV2, DV1, and sometimes a P1, and then it's ready for release to the general public. So sounds like it's pretty far along, honestly, if we're to believe what Bradley has to say here. Another interesting post was this one from KnightMD. Brad replied, much closer than other mockups I've seen so far, to be honest. Now, I would be cool with the Steam Controller 2 looking or feeling just like this. I think that would be a pretty great design, honestly. Let me know your thoughts if you disagree. But he also mentioned the Valve Roy controllers, and what the heck is that about? Well, like I said, he data mines Steam a lot, and the Roy is specifically a VR controller for their upcoming Deckard headset. And according to him, quote, Valve Roy controllers have at least a D-pad, bumpers, grip buttons, triggers, ABX and Y, system buttons, and some sort of strap. I'm confident in this info based on data mining and sources who wished not to be named. There's also an unreleased OpenXR extension out there for these controllers. He went on to say, there might be more inputs than just these, but that info is still limited to me. Most of the physical buttons also have capacitive touch features, which should aim in creating the skeleton for a hand pose. And great for hand tracking, of course. Now, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to trying out Valve's next-gen VR experience because I have an Index and it's freaking awesome. And I'm really excited to see what a standalone headset from Valve could look like. And these posts just have me even more hyped. Overall, this has been another great week of Steam Deck and Linux news. I'd like to thank my patrons and my YouTube members for making this show a reality. If you'd like to see your name listed over here, you can use the links below to make a monthly contribution. If you like this video, you can check out any of my most recent videos or my podcast. There's going to be links over there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday.